A very good evening to all of you. On behalf of TCS iON, I, Prakhar Garg, welcome you to the session. TCS iON is striving to help students, educators, and young professionals by providing them with innovative learning content that allows them to interact, collaborate, and grow. As part of our initiative, we organize various knowledge sharing sessions where industry experts discuss important topics with the audience. One such topic is cloud service management. Now, cloud service management and operations entails to all the activities that an organization does to plan, deliver, design, operate, and control the IT and cloud services that it offers to its customers. Cloud services will continue to expand and evolve, creating new challenges and opportunities in the coming days. So, to understand which skills are required to know the future job or opportunities in this field, I want to invite our speaker, Mr. Ritesh Nehate. It is my honor to welcome Ritesh, who is the lead.
Thank you.
Ritesh is an IT professional with 18 years of experience. He graduated in electrical engineering from Pune University and currently working with Tata Consultancy Services as Cloud Cross-Functional Services Lead. He majorly is working in IT service management, cloud service management, ITSM process, and compliances. About his professional certifications, he is ITIL 2001 Edition Expert, ITIL 4 Expert Certified Digital Transformation Officer, TCS Gold Certified Mentor. A very warm welcome, Ritesh.
Thank you, Prakhar. Good evening, everyone.
It would be great if you can share with us your journey, how you started into cloud services management.
Yeah, thanks, Prakhar. So, like many people, being an electrical engineer, I never thought that I could be part of the IT journey or IT professional. So when I passed out in 2002, so I was hard-coded electrical engineer. Even in starting also, someone said me, come with us. I said, no, I want to work in electrical field only. So I work around 2 years as a project engineer electrical. After that, right from 2004, I switched to IT. I started my career as a IBM hardware support engineer. So I work around 1 year in that role. And after that, looking my performance, my company decided I should move to system administration. So I started a system administration role. And after working around 8 to 9 months again in system administration, so my some leadership qualities or some qualities identified from senior management, and they give me bigger responsibility in the junior age only data center owner. So I was the whole data center owner for one of the biggest factory, Cadbury, you get the Cadbury India. So I was handling multiple technology like disaster recovery, Windows system, SAP, Lotus Notes, vendor management, including all things. So I continued that role. Then after that, I thought, now what next? I need to learn something new. So I selected my career as a messaging solution expert, Lotus Notes. So I entered in as a messaging administrator. So I continued my role in technical around 7 to 9 years. So after that, again question came in my mind, now what next? So my next journey was the process area. So that is service management. So I started my journey as a process analyst. So in my first transition only, I have completed my transition 15 days before. Due to that organization, huge cost was saved. And my performance was hugely appreciated by senior management. And they moved me as a process lead. So immediately I became process lead for around 50 plus accounts. So I played different kind of roles like process lead, service management, solution architect. Later I moved as a project delivery manager, service delivery manager, ITSM pre-sales manager, then service level manager in one of the cloud product company. So in my last organization in Mumbai, I was global IT governance head for 130 plus country. So I was leading service management, governance, as well as ServiceNow practices across the globe for that organization. Coming to TCS, I joined TCS in 2019 as a cloud service management ops lead. After working 1 year, I moved to some bigger role, bigger responsibility role as a cloud cross-function services lead, as well as I'm engagement owner in terms of service management and process compliance perspective. So this is my journey. And coming to the professional certifications, I have done 25 plus major certifications. So I don't know the count of some smaller certification, how much I have done. I am continual learner. I believe to be believing the better version of myself every time. And currently I am upgrading myself. I'm completing my further education from Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow, as a senior management program. So this is my journey till now.
Great. I think it's a very interesting and I think you have learned a lot. I think throughout the journey you have continuously, as you have already mentioned, you have continuously, and so great. And a lot of roles that you have already kind of worked on. So I'm quite sure we'll know more about these roles when we talk during the session.
Yeah,
Any thought about knowing any coding or programming language?
So what I can say, most of the people say that, चलो अगर मुझे coding आता है, so then only I can make my career in IT. So this is absolutely wrong. So I am in front of you. I don't know ABCD of coding. So almost I spent 18 years in IT organization playing different roles. So I think not knowing coding is not showstopper for you to make your career.
Interesting. I think हमारी audience भी ये सुन रही होगी और समझेगी कि I think this is a very interesting point, that even if I think 26% are from non-engineering background and a lot of them are not aware of coding as well. So definitely there is a lot of takeaways that will come to you in this session. So just stick to us and we'll be there helping you out. So Ritesh, this very interesting question that I would like to ask you is what is cloud service management? And if you can tell us what are the best practices and approaches that the industry follow right now.
Before going to directly jumping to cloud service management, so I will start from 1980s. So when IT industry started to pick up in India as well as in Asia Pacific. India and IT industry started to support outsourcing projects from India. So there was a need from something identical or common process to be formed. So till that there was a centralized process. So if someone is facing some issue, they are calling engineer is coming to their desk and solving the issue. This was the scenario in 1980 or up to 1990. So then it was a need of forming something solid process. So it came ITL V1. So ITL V1 came as a centralized process. Then ITL V2 came around 1990 as a process-based approach. So how systematically way you will handle the IT environment. So then in around 2007, ITL V3 was introduced. So ITL V3 was completely on the base of the service lifecycle. Then after 2007, 2011 ITL edition came. So it was some form of updation of the 2007. And later it came as a ITL 4. So ITL 4 generally deals with the digital transformation and enabling the organizations for the better way, working in better way to optimize, achieve the optimized results in meaningful way and some shorter time, I can say, with accuracy. Because I am not using some British technology here, so that considering students not using ITL language at all, so they should understand. So then ITL 4 came into picture. So now talking about the cloud service management. So somewhere I will use word as a ITL, somewhere I will use as a word IT service management, and somewhere it's like cloud service management. So the base of all these terminology or words is ITIL. So if you know ITIL very well, then maybe you are on the journey of the cloud service management. So that I will say. So in short, cloud service management enables you to achieve the desired results in the environment. Now I'm sharing my screen. Just give me a second. So when I say cloud service management, so before going to that terminology, I need to understand you the ITL course. So I am not going to explain you in detail, considering that my audience is a student. So you need to understand when I said ITL V3 came into picture, or ITL V2 or ITL V3 and later ITL 4. So talking about the ITL V3, you can see the inside the circle. So this is ITIL and there are various life cycle around this. So it is a service strategy, service design, service transition, service operations and continual improvement. So with each life cycle, there are associated process. If you can see the service strategy in yellow color, so there are generation, portfolio, financial, demand management. So with each life cycle, various processes are associated. So this was till ITIL V3. So everyone is known that Corona comes, COVID situation comes, and everybody was forcefully work from home. And the organization realized that digital transformation is required. So in till 2005 or 2007, maybe ITL was the people understanding was ITL is for only for IT services. So there was a need to update ITIL so that it can handle the digital transformation as well. So that's why ITIL 4 came into picture. So these are the some 5 life cycle in ITIL. So and each processes are associated with ITIL. Now I am coming to ITIL 4. So when we are talking about the cloud service management, so generally in cloud service management, we say as a service management because when I am saying IT service management, so the first word come in mind that it is for IT. So that's why it is a service management. And now they are not saying as a process. They say it as a practices. So ITL 4 came up with 34 practices. So you can say 3 categories here: general management practices, service management practices, and technical management practices. So if you can see the general management practices, these are the some common processes. If you go to every industry, at least out of this 80% of industry will be processes will be applicable to each industry, like architecture management, continual improvement, security management, knowledge management. Measurement and reporting was not there in previous versions because in today's world data is very important. If you are able to measure data, then you can easily apply any solutions in your environment. Then organizational change management. So when on organization level you are doing something change in environment, so all the culture is changing for organization, then in that case it is called as a organizational change management. There are another processes like portfolio management, project relationship, risk management, service financial management, strategy management, supplier management, workforce and talent. This is introduced in ITL 4. So handling processes as well as technology, handling resources is also important. So what kind of right resources are required for right technology? That's why workforce and talent management practice is very important. When I am coming to service management practices, so these are the practices: availability management, business analysis, capacity, change control. So if I start to talk on each practice, at least I will talk at least 1 hour on each practice, but I will try to explain in short. So for example, I am taking incident management. So what is the incident management? If something is broken in an environment and it needs to fix as soon as possible. So for example, whole network is down globally in 130 plus country. So to handle this process globally, some person is required. So and that process is that is taken care by incident management process, and the workflow is there in incident management till closure or resolution of that impact or incident. So that is the incident management process. Then there is a IT asset management, monitoring and event management, problem management, release, catalog management. So I can explain best way. Everyone is using Amazon. So when you are ordering something from Amazon, so the Amazon is also best of example of the service catalog management. So if you want to select mobile, आपको अगर mobile खरीदना होता है, so you simply search for mobile. Then you select for category Samsung or Vivo or something else. So different category will be appear. So it is nothing but it is a catalog management. So when you are selecting some mobile and you place for order, so it follows your service request management. So all processes follow through service request management, and you will be surprised to listen as a student that all this configuration is done using the concepts of the service management in Amazon portal as well. So these are the some processes: service level management, service validation and testing. Now when I am coming to cloud service management, so these are the recently new added practices for service cloud management: deployment management, infrastructure and platform management. To run any kind of service for the cloud services, you need infrastructure and platform. So that's why how you are going to manage your services. So that practice cover this. Then it comes software development and management. So though you have the infrastructure and platform in place, so on the base of your operational experience day to day, you need some enhancement in your environment. So you need to do some development. So in that case, software development and management cycle is useful. So these are various 34 practices available in ITIL4. So we can call this as a cloud service management as well. So now I am coming to actual cloud service management. So what is a cloud service management? So as I said, in cloud service management or ITIL4, so ITIL4 enables to achieve the desired outcome for the customer in desired timelines with speed, accuracy, and virtualized environment. Because in cloud environment, everything is virtualized, including servers and everything. Data center is somewhere in another country's locations, and it is managed globally from some another locations as well. So what is the objective of cloud service management? Visibility, control, automation. So when I say visibility, so if your company is operating from 130 plus country, so how you will have visibility? So that's why we require the cloud service management, one identical process system that will be followed through globally, and the data will be collected at one place, and you will able to analyze data as well. So visibility is required. Control is one of the important. So if you are operating in 130 or 140 plus country and you already implemented one single process, so you need to enforce that process in globally. So people has to follow that process. Now I'm coming to automation. So after digital transformation, every industry is going for digital transformation. So why? Because they want to avoid the manual human interventions or errors. So it is not 100%, but whenever it is possible, they can do automations. So I can give one simple example. For one of the pharmaceutical customer, I was project manager, and their process was international order management. So that customer is spread across almost global 200 plus countries. So हर 200 कंट्री से ऑलमोस्ट उनके पास ऑर्डर आता है मेडिसिन के लिए. तो वो लोग क्या करते थे? So before implementing any process, we need to understand how they are working. So what we understood, वो कैसा करते थे कि उनको एक ऑर्डर्स आते थे different वे से. कोई स्कैन डॉक्यूमेंट भेजता था, then someone was sending Excel sheets, someone was sending some PDF file, someone sending in some another formats. So they have to do lot of hectic activity to bring that all kind of format in one single format. Preparing Excel sheet प्रिपेयर होने के बाद वो प्रोडक्ट कोड ढूंढना, देन हर एक कंट्री का रूल्स एंड रेगुलेटरी डिफरेंट होता है. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट दे हैव टू फाइंड दैट मैचिंग कोड फॉर दैट कंट्री. Preparing one MIS sheet, it was taking 6 to 8 hours completely. So we understood this, and what we done, understanding this, we prepared the process flow. And that process flow was reviewed multiple times. It took almost 3 months for review. It was approved later, then we configured in system. And in single click, after that, you need to select just that product and country, in which country you need to deliver that product. So automatically in background, it will select the parallel product code for that code, and the customer can place the order in bunch and place the order, and online they will able to see the status of the order. Where is that order? Means it is in dispatch or it is delivered or on the way, that way. And the best way of this automation was that on single screen they were able to see all the statistics, what is going on. So what happened, what achieved this? So this was totally cloud based, right? So visibility, control, automation. So service management system helps you to achieve the efficient cloud delivery, whether it's a private implementation or public implementation in cloud environment. So this is about the cloud service management.
Thank you, Ritesh. So Ritesh, I can understand, the field is very vast itself, the cloud itself, especially with respect to कितना सारा data हम लोग daily base पे generating every day, everywhere we are doing so much of data input, upload and everywhere. एंड जहाँ पे भी इस डेटा को मैनेज करने की बात आएगी, देयर विल बी क्लाउड सर्विस मैनेजमेंट.
Correct.
You already mentioned there are 34 best practices and जो इसके अंदर हैं practices हैं जो इसके अंदर. So with that point, I was thinking, what would be the wide range of opportunities and roles that are available in this practices that you have mentioned in cloud service management?
Correct. So as I said, I showed in my previous slide, there are 34 practices. So even if you can consider with each practice, 1 or 2 roles are available in IT industry. So for example, I am talking about incident manager and major incident manager. So the role of major incident manager is something big issue happen. So in that case, he plays the bigger role. He bring all the stakeholders on single call, all technical teams, and he makes sure that technical team is working on that issue, and hourly or after every 30 minutes update is going to the customer for the status of that issue. And this is a very responsible role till resolution. He has to make sure that resolution is done properly. So like this, there are other roles which each practice: change manager, problem manager, release manager, capacity manager, process lead, ITSM process architect, ITSM process consultant. So I will take one more example. So what is the role of ITSM consultant or process architect? So as any ITSM process consultant or architect has a whole visibility of all processes. He know all around all technologies basics also. So when new projects come, he understand the requirement of customer, then he understand how they are actually working. Then after understanding their actual working way, he define the to be working, means how they will work in the future. And he bring in on the map, you can say map or flows. And once that flows are reviewed multiple time, defined, then they are configured in system, configured in tools and implied in system, as well as enforce people to follow the process. So this is the biggest role. And like another roles are knowledge manager, configuration manager, asset manager, demand managers on the base of your interest or your potential area. Other than this, I'm focusing on another roles. In addition, if you are good in service management, you know most of the processes, and you know little bit development like Java, JavaScript, or any scripts. So you have a bigger scope, like you can become functional consultant. So you know process as well as you know tool very well. So you can become ITSM tool developer, ITSM tool admin, ITSM tool architects. So if all students are aware, currently ServiceNow is the leader in market. So there is a huge requirement in ServiceNow field. So if you know ITL processes plus Java additionally, so it's a win-win situation. So these are the one of the best careers. Then ITSM tool architect. So you can become architect for that particular ITSM tools as well. So these are the various roles associated with cloud service management.
Great. So I understand definitely you referred some of the skills or some of the main technologies that these students can learn today, and obviously it will help them in their careers in cloud service management. On the similar lines, what are the key skill sets that are required, especially to start a career? Because a lot of students come and ask that, how to start a career in cloud service management or any other things we talk about.
So for the starting career, so basic qualification criteria, either you should be engineering graduate having added advantage, BSc, MCA, or even non-engineers also. So at your starting point, you should know the ITL foundation. So for ITL foundation in India, various institutes are there. They provide 2 days training. After 2 days training, you have to appear for exam for ITL foundation. So it is your starting journey for service management. In addition to that, if you are good in communication, it's an added advantage. Now, in current scenario, after digital transformation, the expectation of industry is increased. So from service management person, though I told the starting point, it is a mandatory. But in addition, if you are good in communication, then you are good customer service, or your problem solving skill is good, or innovation is there. So you cannot learn innovation in single day, but you are reading some outside articles, what's going on in market, what technologies are demand. So even if you read some basics technologies, how they are working. So as service management person works very closely with every technology people. So these are the some future skills required for ITSM roles, and there is a huge ladder ahead in service management. I am telling just starting point, but you can go up to senior level management as well in ITSM, like director, VP. Till there are many people who reach till CXO level also using this path.
Lovely. These are very interesting and very, I would say, like these will be continuing roles throughout the coming years as well. It's not that it's gonna end very soon. So it's very,
Yes, as you are not happy with one process, for example, you started with one process. Now you said no. Now I need to touch another process. You can take another role. If you are not happy after, you can take another role. So you have multiple options of career, but make sure the concept should be clear in ITL foundation.
right. Actually, Ritesh, you actually mentioned to begin with, you need some kind of qualification, and obviously most of our students are engineer, as we have already understood. So what should like the students who are not from engineering background, what about them? What kind of opportunities are there for them?
Yes.
Or
So
what steps should we take to begin with?
your question is very logical. So obvious, the engineers are in demand because they have that adaptability of taking anything immediately or learning immediately. But when we are talking about non-engineers like BCom or another candidates, so my suggestion for that candidates, they should learn many basics around. So if I am talking on cloud service management, so it's not about only cloud service management or processes. So cloud works on multiple things, like you have operating system, you have network, you have storage, you have some devices, you have hardware, softwares, applications. So though it is not expected that you should have deep knowledge, but how the flow happens in cloud, what are the types of network, what are types of hardware, what is a RAM, so some kind of terminologies they should know. And after knowing that terminology, they should go for the learning ITL foundation, and this will be good for them to understand. So even I saw many non-engineering people also in my whole career. So they are up to some senior levels in service management. So I think not having engineering background is not showstopper, but they have to do some much more harder work to understand the terminologies and some basic technologies, as service management revolves with all technologies.
Right. It is actually true. We have to kind of like if we are not understanding it clearly, we just to get on the same page, we should get some basic understanding, basic knowledge of terminology specifically. Which is right. Thinking from a thinking for it towards like from a recruitment point of view. So recruitment for you must be going for a lot of recruitments as well for your team as well, and the teams as well. So from a recruiter point of view, what does a recruiter look for in a student, in a candidate, when they are looking for someone in cloud service management?
Yeah, so answering these questions, so I already answered regarding qualification criteria and some basic skills required for service management. So looking from recruiter point of view or organization point of view, so skills are required. Today's word is about skills only. Then while learning in IIM, I came to a very good word. One of our professor from IIM told us cash. Here cash is not CASH, it's a KSH, cash. So K stands for knowledge, A for attitude, S for skills, and H for habits. So if you have knowledge, if you have that habits of continual learning, you have attitude of doing anything, never giving attitude. So this is the most of these skills we are looking in candidate. Even I took multiple interviews. So while talking with candidates, we come to know what kind of candidate he is there. So we should not close ourselves within some sort of technology that I will not learn later. So continual learning is a key. So that's why I will suggest to all audiences, my personal website is also there, www.riteshnehathe.com. So in that I have wrote one blog. It's a winning blog in one of the ITL 4 summit in Pune. So whether ITL skills are worth of your time, money and effort. So I request you should go for that. So you will get very basic idea. I tried to cover major of the queries from the early career starter till 9 to 10 year experienced students. So that can really help you to understand what is ITL stands for, and then you can look out in internet also. If you search ITL word, you will come to know how many how it is vast actually.
Right. So I think yes, there are a lot of things that they can learn, and obviously we should not run out of cash at any moment of time. It's like obviously cash is here, KASH. It's our attitude and our habit which actually make us learn more. Continuous learning is one of the biggest thing right now. So moving on to one of the last question that I have today from my side. After this, we'll take some questions from the audience. So from a college point of view, what should colleges do to spread awareness about careers in cloud service management, and what should they do to encourage students to take up this field?
या सो मेरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि मैं जो भी कॉलेज में जाता हूँ, सो जनरली अभी तक मैंने देखा है कि देर आर स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड 3 और 4 करियर्स. पाइथन सीख लो, जावा सीख लो, या C++ आता है तो यू कैन मेक योर करियर इन IT. सो दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली रॉन्ग. सो इसके आगे नहीं पता है. इवन द सम पीपल फ्रेशर्स कमिंग इन इंडस्ट्री, सो उनके दिमाग में ये चीज फिट रहता है कि मुझे जावा में ही जाना है. सो इवन आई केम टू नो सम पीपल हु केम इन क्लाउड एज अ फ्रेशर्स. So they are not aware that this kind of opportunities are there in cloud service management as well. So my suggestion to all colleges, institutes are they should arrange such a webinars or forums from industry experts. So what kind of various roles are available, and see जनरली इन कॉलेज में स्टूडेंट्स को मेजर एक ही चीज पे किया जाता है कि उसको कितना परसेंटेज मिला है. सो वेदर इज अ गुड और बैड. But here in industry, he is measured on the base of his skill and attitude. So if he is able to fulfill the requirement of the industry, he is a good candidate. So that's why nothing to worry. If you don't know coding, even if you are not from engineering background, still there is a career for you. There is a hopes for you. So this is my suggestion to who are looking for the future career in service management.
Great. Thank you, Ritesh. Now let's take some questions from our audience. There are a lot of questions coming in. I'm unable to actually go through all of them. I'll try to pick few. So Nafia is asking, which is the best course to do in cloud computing?
Okay, so again, this question is a kind I cannot say any course is a good or bad. So understanding yourself is important first. What I am in good. So for example, I'm talking about cloud. So if you know Windows system very well, so you can go for Azure. And if you know Linux or Unix, so you can go for the AWS. Then there are various now other than this cloud, there are a lot of concepts, site reliability engineering, many careers are there. So DevOps is there. So in DevOps, again, DevOps is a mix of service management, agile and other concepts as well. So wherever you go, you will need to learn ITL as a mandatory. There is no other way. You need to learn ITL processes, but on the base of your interest area, you can select the best course.
Great. So, okay, now let's take the second question. This is from Veera Babu, who's asking, I am a 2020 pass out in electrical and electronic engineering stream with no work experience due to COVID. Presently, I am learning AWS and I plan to take cloud practitioner exam. If I get certified in this cloud, is there a chance to get a job as fresher in the stream of cloud? Or what should I do to get an opportunity?
So I think if you completed your AWS course, so I hope you have completed a course, the lab base actually, hands-on base. So if you have done that hands-on base course, definitely it is going to help you. And again, just by doing certification, it is not guarantee that you will get a job. You should able to clear the interview. So it is not expected from fresher that you should know everything. But whatever I said initially, basic skills, how the cloud work, some basic concepts, So rest of the things can be learned in industry. There are some lab setups or test environment are there. But to clear this interview, you should know the all the basics around whatever you learn and whatever you written in your resume. So you should able to talk on that words actually conceptually.
Great. I hope, Veerababu, we are able to answer your question. So next, moving on to the next question. This is coming from Prem, who is asking, I have completed my civil engineering. Okay, so he's an engineer, but a civil engineer. And I'm an expert in HTML5 and CSS.
Okay.
Future in cloud.
Still you can enter. I can see many civil, not civil. One of my relative, he done hotel management from UK and now he is in IT. So if you have the relevant skills, you learn that and you done mastery. So still you can enter to IT industry. That is not a showstopper for you. Mechanical, civil, electrical, all kind of people are working in IT.
So Prem, I think you got your answer, and you can actually take this advice from Ritesh and me that you can still make a career in cloud. So that's great. Next, let's take a question from Pritesh Chandan Shive, who is asking, what will be the starting salary for cloud service management?
Okay, this is good question. So I think it's depend industry to industry again. So if you can see, if you are selected as a fresher, so average starting from 3.52 up to 5 lakhs 550 something, that average is there. But for some product company it's better, even they give more than this also. And cloud service management is about your skills. So once you enter your industry and you upgrade yourself on this skill basis. So just give me 2 minutes. I am sharing screen, so that will help you to understand your ladder of the career.
Yes.
So you can see from bottom, ITL foundation. So as a fresher, when you are starting in service management and you know ITL foundation, so after completing 2 or 3 years in industry, you can go for the intermediate life cycle certification. So in intermediate, there are 5 exams. So there are 2 models. Either you can select 3 exams from year and 2 from year. Then you are able to appear next exam, that is called as a MALC, or Managing Across Life Cycle, or ITL Expert, whatever I have done in 2014. So, and the last exam is a ITL Master. So ITL Master are the very few people are there, because the cost of ITL Master is very high. Generally the people for which company sponsor, they do ITL Master. But the best way that reaching ITL expert level, because these people are managing all kind of including senior management roles as well. So if you start as a fresher in ITL foundation, right from, so starting salary from 3 to 4 lakhs, even you can reach up to 40-50 lakhs also, becoming this towards your all this journey. But you need to gain that kind of experience, because in service management, your role is very visible. Even you are junior, so you are visible to senior management as well, because this is the core role. You are setting processes right from starting in project. So this is the career path in ITIL, and there are unlimited opportunities. You can do multiple things.
Great. So I think yes, this was very interesting. So Ritesh, let's take one last question. It is coming from Nawang, who is asking, so very interesting question actually. Is there any technology a student can learn and after that be rest assured that the career is fine and he doesn't have to learn anything?
This is a good question. So there is no magic technology. Even I came to this question many times from many students. So this world is revolving so fast. So that days has been passed now कि आपने एक टेक्नोलॉजी सीख लिया तो जिंदगी भर रिटायरमेंट तक वही काम करना है. So you want to grow also in career, right? So when you started some technology, so whatever the updates are coming in that technology, so it's just add on to that technology. So just like I explain ITL 1, ITL V2, ITL V3, ITL V4. So that kind of changes are happening. And you just need to add that additional things to your knowledge. So learning is a criteria. So I think अपने parents बहुत झूठ बोलते हैं हम लोगों के साथ कि बस तेरा 10वीं हो गया कि टेंशन खत्म, 12वीं हो गया कि टेंशन खत्म, इंजीनियरिंग हो गया कि टेंशन खत्म, जॉब मिल गया कि वो टेंशन कभी खत्म नहीं होता. So now your journey is starting for new learning, and it's a never ending. Still I am learning, still I am student. I can share one of the best example. मेरा छोटा बेटा एक दिन बोला था, अरे पापा यार बहुत कंटाला आ गया है पढ़ाई करने का। मैं बोला, अरे बेटा मैं अभी भी पढ़ रहा हूँ, तुम्हारी क्या बात कर रहे हो तुम? So this is the way. So learning is not stopping anywhere. You should be continual learner. There is no other way. Otherwise, you cannot survive in industry.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ritesh, for answering that. I think, do we have enough time to take one more? Okay, let's take one last question. It's a very good one from Satyendra Vishwakarma. And he's asking how to get internships in cloud.
Okay, so generally cloud में internship it's a typical, मतलब कोई setup को ऐसे हाथ नहीं लगाने देता. But there are some small companies, startup company. So generally उनका criteria रहता है कि the students or the final year students, for them who select as an intern, so generally they prefer to continue as an employee. So they have some sort of condition कि आपको internship करने के बाद job यहाँ पे ही करना पड़ेगा. So वो टाइप में आपको कुछ ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल है छोटे छोटे कंपनियों, बट जनरली बिग इंडस्ट्री में ऐसे क्लाउड सेटअप में इंटर्न वगैरह वेरी लेस. बट फॉर स्टार्टअप एंड सब मिड लेवल, यस इट इज देयर.
So there are some small companies which can offer internship. That's great. You have to actually search for them, Satyendra, I guess. Then you can definitely find some good internship. So thank you, Ritesh. Thank you for sharing your ideas, your opinion, your insights. And it was a very engaging webinar. Any last note, thanking note you would like to share with our audience?
Yeah, so before closing my notes, I saw one question from someone else. He has 60% wala criteria. Okay, so I don't know who asked that. So don't worry about your marks. Focus on your skills. There are many industries who don't look marks. Your skill matters. Even for your example, I also didn't got first class in my engineering. I just missed my first class by 14 marks. I got less marks in one subject. And that time my college mate said, "Arey, you can give 3 papers again. You can improve your class." So I said, no, I am not going to improve. With these marks, I will prove myself. So I am taking that higher second class till now. So you should not worry about marks. Focus on your skills, improve yourself. Nobody can stop you. So, so my final message to all students is don't chase money or love. Okay. So chase your skills first. Be a better version of yourself. Later, love and money will chase you. So this is my last message.
This is the Ranchor Das, right? Excellence के पीछे भागे, success छक मार के पीछे आएगा.
Yes.
Lovely. So thank you, our audience. Thank you everyone for being part of this event today. A very big thank you again, Ritesh, for taking time out of his busy schedule for this session. It was a very engaging session, very knowledgeable. So thank you. It was a pleasure being your host today. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.